for the square root of x squared minus 4x plus 5. So when we talk about the restriction for a radical expressions, we only consider the real numbers. Therefore, we are not allowed to take the square root of a negative number. With that speaking, you need to set the expression inside the radical sign, which is the expression x squared minus 4x plus 5. And we want to find whatever x values make these expression greater or equal to 0. Or in other words is make it positive. Okay, so we want to solve this inequality. The first step to solve this inequality is to find the 0 for the equation x squared minus 4x plus 5. I'm sorry, it should be negative 5. Okay. Now we are going to factor the left side and set that equal to 0. At this step, we have a zero product property. We are going to set each factor equal to 0. And we solve them individually. Okay, now we have two values, -1 and 5. These two values are the solution to this quadratic equation. It's not the solution for the inequality. And we want to find the solution for the inequality. So how are we going to do that? First, we need to draw the number line that start from negative infinity and end at positive infinity, and plug in these two values. Okay, we want to see in which interval we will have a positive value. The way to find which interval that fit this inequality is to use test points. So I only need to choose one value in each interval. For this interval, I want to choose the values, let's say -2. Here for this interval, I want to choose 0. And for the last interval, I want to choose 6. Now suppose we have the function x squared minus 4x minus 5, and we plug in these values. See, this is -5. In order to find these two values, I'm going to plug these values into the calculator. Okay, after we plug this in a calculator, I have here's 7 and here's 7. Okay, so we see that as x equal -2, this equation is greater than or equal to 0. It's the same with f of 6. This equation will be greater than or equal to 0. When x equals 0, this interval will less than 0. Less than or equal to 0. With that speaking, we want to choose the two intervals that are the solution for this inequality. And the answer would be negative infinity to negative 1 union positive 5 to positive infinity. The brackets means we want to include the endpoints. In this case, it's negative 1 and 5. If you don't want to include the endpoints, you will use the parenthesis. And we will have another video talk about that.